want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Zelda's got a bad end. This was a bad intro.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Markiplier here. Yes, that's right. It's your old buddy Markiplier. Dyed my hair purple today, just for you. How you doing? We're gonna play some scary games now. We're gonna play some scary games here at Markiplier Incorporated. Hi, Josh Thomas here from TheBitBlock. That's even worse, but that's a reality. I am Josh from TheBitBlock. Hi, it's Josh Thomas from TheBitBlock here. Today, we're gonna be talking about something that I am not going to be anybody's BFF for saying, but maybe there are a few people out there who agree. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has a terrible ending. The ending to Breath of the Wild is shockingly bad. Now, let's get something clear here before you start sending anthrax to me. Anthrax, of course, not the deadly chemical, but rather the 90s punk band Anthrax. Why do I know that? Why do I know that's a thing? Anyways, so the ending for Breath of the Wild is disappointing to me because it feels like there's no point in beating the game. Now, in case you didn't realize this when you clicked on the video, spoiler alert! There's going to be spoilers in this video. That's why it's titled something like Zelda Breath of the Wild has a bad ending. I mean, if I'm going to be talking about the ending, there's going to be spoilers, so I don't want to see any complaints in the comments. You have a lot of stuff to complain about in the comments. Plenty, but not that. So, here's my story. Nick's over my house, right? He's right over there. He's playing Breath of the Wild. And I'm like, hey, you've got all the divine beasts. Why don't you go beat Ganon? He's like, I'm not going to beat Ganon. He scares me, Josh. Will you hold my hand? And I'm like, be a man! Go beat him! So he accidentally, he wasn't even going to do it. He's just hanging out around the castle area, and he just, accidentally walked into the final boss battle without realizing it. And it's not just because Nick's lame. You literally can just accidentally go into that without realizing it if you don't have the map on screen. You just accidentally go into it. It's like, oh, I guess this is the big moment that I've been building up for the last 90 hours. Sure wish the game would have informed me. So when you get into the boss battle, you're going to realize that Ganon is easier than some of the bokoblins. Those weird moo cow bokoblins are harder to fight than Ganon. Which is another thing, by the way. The bosses in this game are pretty bad. I won't go into it, but they're really easy. Like all of the Phantom Ganon. It's like there's these weird, stupid Ganons, right? They're like, I'm the spirit Ganon. Look at how spooky I look. Didn't I just beat you? No, I look slightly different. I have a red ponytail. And they're all the same. They all look like a bunch of rotted flesh with weirdness stuff. And they're very easy. Hey, I'm about to go into a boss battle. Should I stock up on a bunch of bomb arrows so that I can beat him really quick? Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, look, it worked. But anyways, that's beside the point. I love this game, by the way. I want to point that out. Don't get me wrong. Breath of the Wild is absolutely mind-blowingly fantastic. But it's really weird. Because it's so much of this game is wonderful. And then there's these little pimples on the game. And it's like, oh, God, why is that there? It's like a supermodel with pimples. It's hard to figure out. But there's not a lot of pimples. There's just a few. But they're in areas that are very important. They have a pimple right on their nose. Or they have a pimple on their pupil, which is really weird. So, the ending, you beat Ganon. And there was moments where me and Nick were like, was that it? Is he dead? He's dead. That was it? Oh, no, wait, that's not it. Now he's a big pig beast randomly running through the field. Very slow, too. I love that. It's like, I am Ganon. I am all powerful. I can destroy all of you soon. But I'm going to very slowly walk through this field. No sense in running. It's really awkward and strange. It just doesn't feel like an end boss. So anyways, then you gotta like hit him in like the nipples. Like Zelda's like, by the way, Zelda, hi, how are you? Haven't seen you in 100 years. Why aren't you old? Cause I'm not old. I know why I'm not old. I was sleeping in a bunch of blue goo for 100 years. I had a nice warm blue goo bath in a cave. That kept me nice and youthful. I get that. But Zelda, you weren't in a goo bath. Why is you not old? I don't know. I don't know why. Did the game say? I didn't hear it. But Zelda, I expected to either be a dead spirit, and how cool would that have been to be like, oh, guess what? The princess is already dead, and she's going to help you as a spirit. And then the end of the game is just like, yeah, no, she's really dead. She's not coming back. She's dead. How's that for an eye-opener? But no, it's just like, Link, can we get married now that you beat Ganon with me? It's like, why are you still alive? That's another one. I don't get it. I don't get it. It probably explains it somewhere in the game, but I couldn't be bothered. So my point of this is Zelda has a bad ending. I probably could have formatted this a little bit better, a little bit more professional. But does anybody else? Oh, and then when you beat the game, it's like, okay, I guess I beat him. That was the easiest Ganon boss ever. I remember in Wind Waker, he had like multiple forms. He had like 3 forms at least. It was like this big thing. You're like, oh, wow. Oh, where are we going next? Now we're on the top of the tower and it's raining and it's epic. And this is you had the feeling of like, this is it. This is the final thing. I didn't get that with Breath of the Wild. It's like, wait, is this it? This weird, awkward, big, giant, slow-moving beast in the field? This is going to be it? And all I got to do is fire my arrows, the light arrows, at his nipples and his ass? And that's going to be it? And then once you beat it, after you beat the final boss battle, the game's just like, here's the credits. And we roll the credits and we're like, okay. And then it's just like, done. That's it. It brings you back to the title screen after the credits. And I love this. It highlights downloadable content. No. It doesn't highlight to load your game or to go into the options or anything like that. It highlights downloadable content. I love that. I love that little sneaky move. It's like Nintendo saying, hey, do you want to actually play the stuff you normally would have been rewarded for beating the game? Well, give us some more money. Which I'm okay with because Breath of the Wild is a massive game, but it is like a weird feeling. Like, you beat the game! It's like being 10 years old and your parents go to the trouble of throwing you this elaborate birthday party and they don't give you any presents. It's like, hey Josh, you're 10 years old now. Open up your presents. Just kidding. There are no presents. Then what's the point of the birthday party, Mom and Dad? Just to taunt me? But yeah, I mean, usually you'd say like, oh, beat the game because after you beat it, you can play it in hard mode or you can unlock this different costume for Link to wear or anything. This game doesn't even acknowledge that you beat it. Aside from like, I've heard people say there's a star by your name, your file name. I didn't even notice it. That's how insignificant it was to me. I got plenty of stars on papers when I was in grade school, but it was usually like, oh, you tried. Stars aren't necessarily always a good thing, you know? Sometimes your teacher puts a star on your paper because it's like, man, he's going nowhere. He's probably going to have a YouTube channel talking about video games some days. I might as well give him a star so that he feels a little bit good about himself. And that's what Breath of the Wild does. It's just that teacher that gives you the crappy little star, and then it's like, well, that's it. You didn't get an A, but here's a star. And then when you load your file back up, it loads it like wherever you last saved. So like I saved in front of the Ganon boss battle. And so whenever I load it back up, it's like, okay, go do that. Go beat Ganon again. It's like, well, wait a minute. I did that. But nobody here knows that. And it's like, what about all the other characters? I thought there would be like at the end of Twilight Princess, you get to see all the characters. Well, a lot of them. Like you see the conclusion of all the characters' stories. You get to know where those ugly little children that should have been slapped upside the head by their parents. You at least get to see what's going on with them. Oh, they're finally home. Everybody's happy. Oh, it's so sweet. Midna, that's right. What about Midna? Oh my God, is Midna dead? We gotta run up to the hill. Is Midna dead? Is Midna? She's not dead. Oh God, but what's that? What is that weird cloaked figure? Oh, it's a sexy Midna princess in her like humanish form. Ooh, there's none of that in this game. It's just like, Link, we beat Ganon and we're on a beautiful hill together. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know. Do you remember my name? Like, that's how this game ends. Do you remember me now? Yeah, sure. What I just wanted more from this game's ending. It doesn't feel good. Like, if you haven't beaten it yet, but for some reason you watch this, don't bother. There's really no reward for beating it. The reward is disappointment. Welcome to life. Hey, thanks for watching this video from TheBitBlock. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you agree with me. Maybe you agree the ending and just the story in general and the boss battles were kind of weak in this game. But again, because I want people to have a little bit of mercy on me in the comments, I love this game. This is like tied with The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD for me personally as the greatest Zelda game. Like it's Wind Waker HD, Breath of the Wild, tied for first. Then, second place, The Legend of Zelda Four Swords Adventures on the GameCube. And other than that, no other Zelda game matters. So anyways, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. I love you, and I will talk to you very soon. I'm very busy doing good videos, I promise. These are just little in-betweens. These are appetizers. Because I like to keep in touch with you guys. I like to feel connected with you. Ooh, look at that. All right. End of the video. Another day closer to death.